my thrifting friends. Hubs and I are off to the beach today. Can't wait, Connecticut shore, but I wanted to show you an update of the greenhouse. As promised, most of the starts are out here, so let's take a quick look. All right. All right, well, here we go. Wow, it's really warm in here. So I think these are peppers that we're seeing right away. So John built these racks, and then they have like a wire surface over them, and then he just puts the trays on top of that. So these are the tomatoes we got at the garden center, right?
Yes.
Because I'm going to put this in the same video. So these are all we picked up for tomatoes was cherry tomatoes. That's it. We grow all of our own canning tomatoes, which is right back here. They're looking good, right? Remember when they were really tiny? The only thing that's not out here yet is the eggplants.
Still too cold at night.
It's still too cold at night. And then the only flowers we have here are these salvias that we picked up at the garden center in the video before this. So these are for hummingbirds. We wait for them to get a little bit bigger and then we put them out on the deck. But here you go. This is the real dealio. Here's some tomato cages back here. And then we leave the windows open in the greenhouse. You can see that we have like the pop-up windows so the air can get in, as well as all the bees and the hornets. Oh, and he's got a temperature gauge up here so you can see just how warm it is. And yeah. It's one of our favorite things. We actually built this together. We had it all delivered in flat box pieces. It took us 2 weeks. I've never done anything so difficult in my life. John called it the tome of instructions. It was so big, the paperwork that came with this, but we managed, we put it together. And then this is a natural transplant, this hosta. She just showed up here one day and we decided to leave her because we think she makes a very pretty addition to the greenhouse. All right, off to the beach. I don't know if we're gonna find any shells today. There's never any really good shells along the shoreline. We got spoiled in Maine. So many beautiful shells in Maine. This is gonna Come on. It's such a beautiful day. It's actually a little cold out here. It's nice down here. I want to live down here. I'm going to live down here. It's true. After a lovely time on the beach, it was time to hit the thrift stores and see what treasures we could find. Our first stop was Goodwill of Clinton, Connecticut. It's right on Boston Post Road. And I've been here many, many times, every time I come down to the Connecticut shoreline. So I'm hoping today we're going to get really lucky. First thing I spot is this cut glass vase. However, it didn't feel quite heavy enough and quite nice enough. I don't think it was old, so I put it back. But this piece right here, I thought instantly, this seems like a really nice piece of ironstone, and it was. So they had, I believe, a $5.99 price on it. Looks like it was in somebody's tag sale for $4, but that's okay. I don't really collect this type of, I don't know if this is Dutchware or Delftware. I don't have good luck selling it either, but I do admire it for what it is. This teapot looked like something special, and lo and behold, it was Wedgwood. I don't really collect or sell Wedgwood, but I did appreciate it for what it was. And then this duck lamp definitely caught my eye. I was very tempted by it, but I didn't care for the material that the base was made out of. I wish the whole duck was just smooth wood like his head. I don't understand what was going on there, so I left it because of that. This lamp was stunning. Too bad it had that defect right in the front. It was this beautiful depiction of two birds over a bird's nest. It was beautiful. These dishes are so groovy. These stoneware dishes from the 80s and 90s are definitely coming back. I'm tempted to try to resell. If I can find a really nice set, I'm going to try that. So far, I've only been finding 1 or 2 pieces like you're seeing here. This was another really pretty set. I don't know why I didn't turn it over to look at the back stamp, but I didn't. These I thought might be Limoges. I was getting really excited, but they're not. They're a made in Japan. Forget me not. I was hoping they were Limoges. I always love floral dishes. I think they're so pretty. These were really cool mid-century modern patterned dishes. I think they're often referred to also as restaurant ware. They were very thick and heavy, so I think they were a type of restaurant ware. These also got my eye. Definitely Asian inspired, probably made in Japan. There was quite a good sized stack there, so that's why I was looking at them. But unfortunately, they had put so much plastic to keep them together, I couldn't see the back stamp super well. So, but they were cool. I saw another piece of cut glass, but again, this didn't quite have the quality or the age to it. It looked like it was pressed. These coffee percolators I always think are so cool. My parents actually have a vintage one like this that they use almost every day. This was made by Pearl in 1967. Good job, Pearl. Wow, that's actually a pretty old piece when you think about it. This caught my eye for that absolutely stunning saturated blue, flow blue looking color along the edge of the plate, but it was a Niagara Falls souvenir piece. What a shame. Had that been plain, oh yes, I would have grabbed it. I was so sad. I wasn't looking for a souvenir piece. This was interesting. It was actually a wooden tray. At first I thought it was metal, but nope, it was a painted wooden one, but its condition issues were pretty severe. So even though I appreciated it for what it was, I definitely left it. This glass, I'm really interested in finding out more about it. I have been seeing it around quite a bit, and I see it a lot in antique booths and in the flea market that my store is next to, and is this depression glass? I mean, it's pretty. I see it a lot out in the thrift stores. Same with this type of glass. I see these kinds of pieces out a lot, but I'm not quite sure if they're really worth picking up. Now, this caught my eye. From experience, I don't know what it is in the moment, but it's heavy, it's high quality, it has a beautiful, clear luster to it. There's something about this piece, and I definitely picked it up. And then this piece I'm looking at as well, but I tend not to pick up these gold flash pieces. They don't do that great for me, but at $3.99, that's actually not a bad price. And this would be a very pretty vanity piece for jewelry. Of course, I'm spotting these huge planters, and as you know, I'm an avid gardener. My husband John is as well, and we're always looking for really big, high quality planters at great prices. And I'm grabbing this huge one. Little did I know that it was the half off color. I was willing to pay full price for it. Always got my eye on furniture. I don't have the time, space for it now, but in the future, I would love to refinish furniture for resale. So I am training my eye right now for all the good stuff. These were great prices. Right now, these furniture pieces are so inexpensive at the thrift stores. It's crazy. Their basket area didn't have much, but when I saw this, it just made me smile. It looked like a huge rope, I don't know, not pine cone, but maybe acorn. This scene was gorgeous, but it had no frame. So I left it, and there just wasn't much I could do with that. And wait, what? What is this? What? Yeah, oh my God. Yes. This is really vintage antique. Look at this gorgeous couple. I just picked up a Victorian couple at that Victorian surprise estate sale I'm in, and now I'm finding this one. I love it. Oh yeah, this is a beauty. Oh my God, I absolutely love the dress she's wearing, her hair. I love it. Definitely taking that. And here's something super nostalgic. Whose mom had one of these sewing baskets? I know my mom did. Brings back a lot of memories. Very nostalgic. All right, well, we've got our cart of goodies. We're going to pack it all up and head off to our next stop. All right, our next stop is a Goodwill boutique of Old Saybrook, Connecticut. So they are advertised as carrying higher end items with, of course, is going to come with a higher price tag. But if they have the really good stuff, then the price tag is worth it. So let's see if we can find some boutique high end items here to grab and possibly resell or definitely keep. All right, when you walk in, their store is really bright and cheerful and clean. So this was a Kate Spade bag for $50. That's about what I sell them for in my store as well. So they're priced at boutique prices. Looking at this really pretty piece of framed artwork, unfortunately, it had a lot of condition issues. There was a lot of staining underneath the glass on the print, which was such a shame because it was a nice print, good age. Unfortunately, it was a high price as well. $19.99 is too much for resale, and I didn't like it enough for me. This brown transferware is beautiful. Actually, my next video is going to be, I had a consignor come in and consign quite a few pieces of Limoges and brown transferware, quite a few. So I'm going to showcase those pieces and have them for sale in my store. And she brought in a lot of pieces very similar to this, but we're going to be pricing them a lot more reasonable than this Goodwill boutique has them at. This box was intriguing. Oop, it's empty. Okay. It's cool. It was very intriguing. I thought it was a really interesting piece, but then when I turned it over and saw the price, I was like, no, thank you. These dishes were very pretty. I did recognize them as being some kind of ironstone, and yes, they are indeed Johnson Brothers, but they were priced at $9.99 each, which is way overpriced. That's an insane price. So we are going to leave these, but I did want to look at each one. I always like to study them for the back stamp, the coloring, the pattern, just so I can know that I've seen the pattern before, but they're very pretty. They are quite lovely. These are lovely as well. I really, really like these. These are definitely my style. They were Wedgwood. Very beautiful, made in England. They're absolutely stunning. So I was considering them, about ready to put them in the cart, but when I saw the price at $25 for 4 of them, I don't love them that much. And for that much money, I would have wanted more pieces. This was a very cool Victorian, it's actually a chafing dish. And this is an example of where silver plate is still worth something. So this is I think it's like a Rogers Brothers silver plate piece. And it is Victorian. Unfortunately, it's missing its chafing dish base and cover. So it's missing more than half of what it should come with, but it was a very pretty piece. Checking out their books, again, their prices were extremely high. This was $19.99 for just this one piece. I did not recognize the title or the author if it had been a piece of well-known classic literature. When I say that, I mean like Dickens or, Jane Austen, something like that. But it was not, so I just thumbed through it and left it. And then, of course, they did have a front of the store glass case area where they put their very best items. But I really didn't see anything in here that was spectacular. They had some pretty pieces, but nothing spectacular. So that was the Goodwill boutique of Old Saybrook, Connecticut. So our last stop was Houseware Thrift Store, LLC of Old Saybrook, Connecticut. And I have to be honest, I know the shoreline area really, really well. I spent a lot of years down there in my 20s. I had a friend group that had boats down there. I was down there quite a bit all the time, and I never once knew this place was here. And this is the very first time I am going in here, and it is so much bigger than it looks like from the outside, and is completely packed, every single room from floor to ceiling, with treasures abound. It was so beautiful and such a treat to be in this store. It really was a feast for your eyes. It was lovely. And I happened to go there the day that the owner's sons were there minding the store. Apparently their parents own it, and they were out of town, and they were just running it for the day. So I had the pleasure of meeting them. And yeah, it was such a fun place to be. And look at this treasure. Look at it. All this costume jewelry, vintage costume jewelry. It's such a huge, huge collection of beautiful things. This Art Deco bracelet was just stunning. Just stunning. So any type, I really recommend this store because any type of collectible that you may be into and you're looking for that special or rare piece, you may actually be able to find it here because they had their store organized by collection. As you can see here, this is all of their cut crystal. And if you collect a certain pattern or you're looking for a specific piece, you probably could find it here, or they would know where to get it for you. Again, if you're a teacup collector or you're looking for a piece, a specific piece, you could probably find it here. They just had so many things. It was so beautiful. So I think I'm just going to sit back and just browse with you guys. You can enjoy everything that I got to see, and I'm seeing it again for the second time, and I think it's all fantastic and beautiful. So let's just take a really nice relaxing browse in the store. If I had an apartment in New York City, this would absolutely be the lamps that I would grab for it. Not to mention they have the twin towers on them, so you know they're vintage and extra special. Are you enjoying browsing this store so far? I know I was completely enamored when I was here. I think the amount of time that I was in here, it flew by so quickly because I was so into everything I was looking at. I almost picked up this duck. This was $9.99, and I know these are super popular right now. I was going to grab it, but I didn't. But look at these gorgeous lamps. I mean, everything was organized so nicely. It was a lot, but it was at least organized quite nicely. I thought this vase back here was also cool because it had birds on it, and as you know, I love birds. And I was admiring it. I just really loved the elegant, it was very Art Deco looking to me with these elegant birds. I thought that was so cool. It was a beautiful piece. I really admired it. you guys, so I just found the best hidden gem ever. And speaking of gem, I have Jem with me here. Super handsome man. And
I'm John.
you're John. Now, do you guys own this together?
Yeah.
This is awesome. How did you start this together?
Actually, it was me, him, mom, and dad, and
So your parents?
Correct.
Are you guys related?
Yes, we're brothers.
That's awesome. So your parents started this business and you took it over.
Yeah.
That's
They're on
amazing.
vacation, so when they come back, they'll take over.
Oh, okay. So I'm just catching you by surprise running the store while mom and dad are away. That's okay. Best surprise ever. So you guys, you have to check this store out. It is the most amazing hidden gem. And I know the Shoreline really well. I come down here a lot. And I had no idea this was here. You can get lost in this place. I am going to purchase this beautiful, is this brass?
It is.
All right. So as you guys know, I have a brass collection. So this is going to go in with that collection. Look how the beautiful detail on this. And you would have seen all the footage of me walking around this palace of treasures. It should be called Palace of Treasures is what it should be called. All right, you guys. Anything else you want to talk about your store? Like what hours are you open?
Go ahead.
So we buy and sell gold as well.
Okay, perfect.
That's our main business.
Yep.
But we have a bunch of antiques, and we're always accepting more antiques if anybody
Okay.
wants to consign as well.
Okay, so you do consignment.
Yeah, we do consign.
Perfect.
50-50.
All right, so I'm going to link all of their information below. And if anybody has any treasures they want to sell in this fantastic store, then you'll know who to contact. Just click the link and I'll have all their information. All right, you guys, I really enjoyed my day here today. I enjoyed meeting you. I'm going to love that piece of brass that I'm picking up from you. And I'm going to look back at this footage when I'm putting the video together and just be amazed at what a little treasure trove right here in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Yeah, we've taken footage all over the place today, but this is our last stop before we go to eat, and what an awesome way to top off the day. We are back from the shore. It's the next day, and wow, I got some really good stuff. I didn't get a lot, but what I got, I really love. It's really cool. Everybody's walking around. If you're hearing footsteps, that's everybody's wondering when we're going to go for a walk or do something. I know. Come here, Mina. Mommy's home today, so we'll go for a walk in a little bit. All right. Oh, there she is, my little co-star. Hi, Mina. She's like, it's such a beautiful day, Mommy. Are we going to go for a walk? We are. I can't say that too many times because they won't let me finish this video. All right. I got a lot of cool stuff. So we actually went to 3 places. Two of them were Goodwill. So one was the Goodwill in Clinton, Connecticut, and the other one was called the Goodwill Boutique, and it's in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. And then the last place we went to was called Houseware Thrift Store, LLC, and that was in Old Saybrook, Connecticut as well. So let me get started off with some good stuff. First thing I found was this beautiful glass crystal compote. So I looked this up online, and I think this is from McGee Brothers. I think this is a crystal fruit compote from McGee Brothers, and it's in the fern garland pattern. It says online it dates from 1894. Wow. I got this for $3.99. So this was the stuff that I got in the Clinton Goodwill, Clinton, Connecticut. And it is stunning. It is beautiful. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to keep or sell this. I'm kind of torn. I really like cut glass, but this is such a beautiful piece with that beautiful, I'm sure that's cut into it, the garland pattern. It is really, really beautiful. It's very elegant. I think I'm going to have to think about this one before I let it go. All right, the next thing I picked up is just an everyday fun little pretty thing. I just picked up this little coffee cup for myself. It was 99 cents, and it's not anything special. I got this because I have been slowly letting go of a lot of my mugs and switching out for smaller mugs. And it's because the K-Cups, you know, I have like a single K-Cup machine, and the K-Cups really only give you this much kind of coffee. And I don't like to refill it twice for some big giant mug, and then I don't finish it. So I've been downsizing slowly but surely into really pretty smaller mugs for myself so that I can get a perfect 1 cup of coffee from my Keurig. Next thing I grabbed was just this fun planter. I think I'm going to keep it. It was only $3.99. It has the water dish already with it. And it had a really interesting back stamp. Even though it said made in China, it had this really fancy back stamp on it and something exclusive. I don't know what that means, but it looked almost like McCoy pottery. At first when I saw it, I'm like, is this McCoy? It's not, but that's okay. I still love it. And I love this green glaze on it, and the fact that it's got this really pretty dragonfly with like grass in the wind kind of thing. So I'm definitely keeping this. As you guys probably see in some of my background, not today, I'm behind my bookshelves here. I'm in front of my bookshelves. But sometimes you see all my house plants. I'm a huge houseplant lover. I'm sure many of you guys are too. And every time I see an affordable, good-sized houseplant container, I always grab it and hold on to it. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. I really love it. All right, the next thing I got is kind of the prize of the day. I love this. It's going to be no surprise why when you see it. I love this. This was just sitting in their artwork, and this is a legit, another pastel. This is a pastel. I know it looks like a photograph, and it might be like a retouched photograph looking like a pastel situation. I'm not 100% sure. But if you get really close to it, you can see it looks less and less like a photograph when you're really close to it. See how her flowers are really like retouched with some kind of, and her beaded necklace. It looks like it's paint. It looks like it's painted on, but look at her beautiful, I wish this glare here. Let me kind of go like this. Her beautiful 1920s dress. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at her hairstyle. Those finger curls from the 1920s. This is definitely something depicting very early 1920s look. And the frame is beautiful. It was only $14.99. And I did clean it up a little bit. I was very careful. This was extremely dirty. And it's actually like I want to say like a bubble print. I mean, the glass comes out like as a bow slightly, so it kind of looks like a little bit bubble, like, I guess, is that what they refer to it when the glass is comes out, like, I don't know, concave or convex glass, like a convex print, I don't know. But here's the back of it. So it's definitely really old. I don't know what this says. This just has a number on it. But it's definitely pulling away from the sides. You can see daylight there through the sides. So she's in rough shape. She's definitely in rough shape. Very old, but I could not resist this 1920s couple. I almost feel like I'm going to be starting a vintage art collection of couples for every era. Because right now I took the old one from the Victorian estate. That looks like definitely like an 1880s era couple, maybe even sooner than that, something like that. This is turn of the century, like 1920s couple. Wouldn't that be cool if I could find really authentic old framed couples on their wedding day for like a couple different eras? That would be a real fun collection. What do you think? I think that would be really fun. But anyway, I really love this. It's really beautiful. I can't believe I found it for $14.99. That's very inexpensive for such a cool old print. And I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet, but I know she's staying here. All right, so the last thing my husband and I picked up at the Goodwill in Clinton was this humongous patio planter. Look at how beautiful. Okay, this weighs a ton. Look at the design. I love it. And pink was their half off color. So it was $19.99 full price, which I think is a totally fair price. And I got it for half off, $10. What a bargain. I love it. Look how huge this is. It's heavy. It weighs a ton. We're going to put this out on our deck, our back deck that we just cleaned up this past weekend. And I cannot wait to put a bunch of beautiful plants in this. I don't know what we're going to use it for. I know it sounds crazy, but a lot of times my husband and I use these really huge planters for vegetables when we have it out on the deck. So we might just put a bunch of tomatoes in here or some peppers or something like that. I know a lot of people want to put flowers. I do too, but having the vegetables is really handy close by in a pot on your deck. But wow, this is really beautiful. I love this. I'm going to show it to you once I put it out on the deck. All right, so our last stop by far was the most unique and treasure trove place. I didn't even know it existed. So here's the business card for it. It's called Houseware's Thrift Store LLC, and it's in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, right on Boston Post Road. And when you walk in there, it's almost overwhelming. They have so much stuff, but I will say this, it is well organized. So it can feel overwhelming when you go in there, but if you can just like keep going as you're walking through, they do have it very well organized. So they have all of, they have everything by collection. And I think you would have already seen it in the video, in the clips before this, that they have all of their costume jewelry grouped together. They have all of their blue and white china grouped together, all their teacups, all of their beautiful crystal. So, and they have a price point from high to low. You're going to find something in your price point. They have a lot of different things in there, very high end, very affordable. So I highly recommend, but this is what I picked out. It's this beautiful Italian metal, decor pitcher. It's definitely Italian. It's definitely probably brass over a base metal, something like that. But it was just so pretty, so elegant, totally my style. I'm just going to put this probably somewhere in the bookshelf behind me. I'm going to go put it there right now, actually, and I'm going to give you a little look to see where I put it. But it's just a really pretty Italian little decor metal vase, and I just grabbed it as a really sweet and elegant little memento of my time spent in that store. I highly recommend that store. You should definitely stop in there if you're in the area on the shoreline. You will just love looking at all the treasures in there, obviously, from all the clips I took. Definitely check it out. All right, Miss Mina, she's looking at what I'm about to do here. I think it's so cute the way she puts her head right through the railing. Anyway, so this is where I'm going to put my beautiful little Italian picture for now. I think she looks amazing next to my little Mona Lisa. I really do. I think that looks super cool. I got a little oil lamp back there. We actually use that when we lose power. There's always oil in it. And I totally understand why these things were so effective in the day. You can really light up a whole room with just one oil lamp. It's kind of crazy. This is a little thing somebody gave me as part of as running my store. It says, in order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. Coco Chanel. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely with doing YouTube, you sure want to be yourself. That's a hard thing. A lot of people, that's probably why when someone leaves awful comments, it really hurts, because if you are being yourself, it's like, oh, wow, you really don't like me. Anyway, I'm just musing. I think this is really, really stunning. I love it. I'm so glad that I picked it out. I think it looks great with my little Mona Lisa vignette. And what do you guys think? Well, that's all I have for you now. I really enjoyed the saying on this little pub sign. That's the restaurant we went to. I hope you enjoyed browsing all the shops I stopped at and a little bit of the shoreline. It's my favorite place in the world. I hope to retire here someday. And that's all I have for you now. Happy thrifting, and I will see you again real soon. And thank you so much for subscribing, liking my videos, commenting. It means the world to me. It really does. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon.